The letter from David Harlan's lawyer arrived like a thunderclap. Shattering the fragile peace Mark and Laura had begun to rebuild. It was a formal request for visitation rights, citing evolving donor laws that allowed biological connections to be recognized in family court. Mark stared at the document, his coffee growing cold on the kitchen table. "This can't be happening," he muttered. "He's not taking my kids." Laura, reading over his shoulder, paled. "We need a lawyer now." They hired Rebecca Stein, a family law specialist with a nonsense reputation. In her sleek downtown office, surrounded by law books and framed diplomas, she reviewed the case. "Donor anonymity isn't ironclad anymore," she explained. "Some states allow donors to petition for contact if it's in the child's best interest. But you're the legal father, Mark. Birth certificates, years of parenting, that carries weight." "What's his angle?" Mark asked, fists clenched. From the letter, curiosity and a desire for connection. "No custody claim, just visits. But we can fight it." The kids were oblivious at first, absorbed in their routines. Emily's art classes, the twins' soccer games, Sarah's dance recitals, Max's toddler antics. Mark and Laura decided to shield them until necessary, but whispers of tension seeped through. "Why are you and Mum fighting more?" Jack asked one evening, pausing his video game. "We're not fighting, buddy," Mark lied, ruffling his hair. "Just adult worries." But the strain showed. Sleepless nights, terse conversations. Laura suggested more therapy, but Mark resisted. "I need action, not talk." Court proceedings loomed. David's side argued genetic ties warranted involvement, especially for medical history and emotional well-being. The children deserved to know their origins, his lawyer stated in the initial hearing. Mark's blood boiled. "They know their origins with us," he whispered to Rebecca. The judge, a stern woman in her 60s, ordered evaluations, psychological assessments for the family, interviews with the children. It felt invasive, like their life was under a microscope. Emily, at 12, was first. In the evaluator's office, she fidgeted with her sketchbook. "I love my dad," she said firmly. "But I wonder about the donor guy. Like, do I have his talents? I draw a lot maybe from him." The report noted her curiosity. Jack was defiant. "Dad's my dad. End of story." Lily echoed him, but Sarah, at 6, was confused. "Two daddies." Like in stories, Max babbled incoherently. The evaluations painted a mixed picture. Stable family, but underlying identity questions. David's psyche eval showed him as well-adjusted, motivated by altruism. As the case dragged on, media caught wind. A local news outlet ran a story. "Donor dad seeks role in 5 kids' lives," anonymized, but neighbors whispered. At work, Mark faced awkward questions. "Heard about that donor case crazy, huh?" a colleague said. Mark forced a laugh, dying inside. Laura bore the brunt at home. "This is my fault," she confessed one night, sobbing. "If I'd told you sooner." Mark held her, anger softening. "We both made choices. But we're in this together." He delved deeper into David's background, hiring a private investigator. The report revealed David had 2 other donor families, each with multiple kids, a total of 12 half-siblings for Mark's children. One family had welcomed David, the other resisted. "Serial donor," Mark sneered. "He's building an empire." Rebecca used it in court. "This isn't about the children, it's about Mr. Harlan's ego," David testified calmly. "I donated to help now with laws changing. I want to offer what I can, guidance, support." Mark took the stand, voice steady. "I've been there for every scraped knee, every triumph. Biology doesn't erase that." The judge reserved judgment, ordering mediation first. Mediation was a neutral conference room, tension thick. David sat across, polite but firm. "I don't want to replace you, Mark. Just be a part of their lives." "Why now?" Mark challenged. "After all these years, regret," David admitted. "I have no family of my own. Seeing their photos, your wife shared some anonymously, I felt a pull." Laura gasped. "I did what?" "In the donor registry, optional photo shares. Laura had uploaded family pics years ago, thinking it harmless." Another layer of secrecy peeled back. Mark felt betrayed anew. "You shared our kids with him." "It was before he contacted us," she defended, "for medical matching." The mediator intervened, suggesting supervised visits. Mark balked. "No compromise. Emails first, then video calls, building to in-person if agreed." Back home, they broke the news to the kids. Family meeting in the living room. Ice cream as bribe. "There's a man who helped us have you," Laura explained carefully. "He wants to say hi." Emily's eyes lit. "Like a bio-dad," Jack scowled. "I don't want another dad." Tears and questions followed, Mark reassured. I'm your dad. This changes nothing. But it did. Emily started emailing David, sharing drawings. He responded enthusiastically, praising her talent. Jack refused, but Lily curiously peeked at the exchanges. Mark monitored, jealousy simmering. David's insights, I was artistic too, stung. One weekend, the first video call, the family gathered around the laptop. David waved, smiling. Hi everyone. I'm David. Awkward hellos. Sarah hid behind Mark. Max chewed a toy. Conversation flowed haltingly. Hobbies, school. David shared stories of his youth, travels. The kids warmed slightly, Emily especially, after Mark felt hollow. He's charming them. Laura squeezed his hand. They're curious. It'll pass. But it didn't. Emily requested a solo call. Then the twins joined. Stories of David's adventures captivated them. Mark threw himself into father-son activities. Fishing with Jack, building models. You're my boy, he said. I know, Dad, Jack replied. But, what if I look like him? A paternity resemblance app confirmed. Strong matches. The court date approached. Rebecca prepped. Focus on stability. On the stand again, Mark pleaded. They're my family. Don't disrupt that, David countered. Connection enriches. The judge ruled. Limited visitation, quarterly supervised. No overnights. Victory. Bittersweet. Mark appealed. But Rebecca advised against. It could backfire. Adjustment began. First visit. A park picnic. David brought gifts, art supplies for Emily. Soccer ball for Jack. Mark watched like a hawk, intervening when needed. Time's up, he said promptly. The kids chattered excitedly after. He's nice, Sarah said. Mark smiled through gritted teeth. As months passed, visits normalized. David respected boundaries, sharing genetics info, a family history of allergies, talents. Mark grudgingly admitted benefits. When Emily struggled with math, David, a professor, tutored via video. But tension brewed. Laura confided. I feel guilty. Like I created this mess. We did, Mark said. But we're adapting. Then, a bombshell. David's health scare. A genetic condition, potentially hereditary. Tests for the kids. Positive in 2. Treatable, but scary. Gratitude mixed with resentment. He saved them, Laura said. Mark nodded. But I'm the one holding them through it. Family bonds strengthened. Holidays, birthdays. Mark central. Yet Emily's 13th birthday wish. Can David come? Mark swallowed pride. If you want. The party. Awkward but civil. David blended in, not overshadowing. After Mark and David talked alone. Thanks for this, David said. Don't thank me. Mark replied. It's for her. Understanding dawned. Rivals but united for the kids. Healing progressed. Mark explored his infertility, joining support groups. Stories mirrored his. Shock, anger, acceptance. One group member shared, DNA is just code. Love is the program. Mark embraced it. He was daddy replaceable. But fate twisted again. A call from the investigator. David's not who he seems. Dig deeper. What now?